Hello everyone and welcome back to Horizon Forbidden West. In the last session, we rebooted Gaia. We managed to find Minerva and we used her to create a new version of Gaia that is just now booting up. Not completely there yet, so she has advised us to go and explore this facility whilst she completes her initialization, whatever you want to call it. So that is what we will do. And oh my god, this game is so good. Oh man. The story so far has just been excellent. I can't believe,
What's all this?
This was intended as the main gathering space for control center operatives.
You could fit a good number of people in here.
Or maybe just a few. To start with, you two go ahead. I'm going to poke around a bit.
Like, the two major events that have happened so far, one of them being the futuristic people turning up, and one of them being rebooting Gaia. You'd have thought that that could, like, be something they save for the end of the game or some shit, but no, it's like pretty early on. Okay, should I just go?
This place was here all this time, built for people who would never show up.
Why didn't they?
Remember that guy I told you about, Ted Farrow? He sabotaged things. It wasn't supposed to be this way.
Should I just go round clockwise, maybe? Whee! Oh, wait, this is where we were.
Oh, I've been down here before. It's where I first got into the facility.
Let's unlocks now. Hi. Alright, cool, cool. So that takes you there, so that just loops around, alright. What about this one? Can we open this?
That door leads to the west exit. But first, we have much to discuss after you visit the lab.
Right.
Okay, that's the lab, so we'll leave that till last. I think that is also the lab.
This would have been an access point for advanced training modules on terraforming operations. Unfortunately, those modules were deleted when the Apollo database was destroyed.
That's too bad.
That is big Sag. I can't, like, scan these, can I? No. Can't believe we're just chatting with Gaia, man. Showers. Nice, nice. Shitters. Lovely jubbly.
What's this space for?
This would have been the sleeping quarters for control center operatives.
Reminds me of the bedhouse aspirants had to sleep in the night before the proving.
Is there something behind there? Like, there's this white line that keeps flickering up. Weird.
Hey, Gaia? Why doesn't this door have power?
At my current operating level, I am only able to restore functionality to part of this facility. In time, that may change.
Got it.
Got it. Find something cool here later. Right. Cool. Same with that.
Looks like an office.
Correct. The facility was designed with a number of private offices.
I guess it's nice to have a space to call your own.
Yes. It is.
Through that door is a trail that leads towards Plainsong.
So I could head back east if I need to, once we're done here.
Correct.
Cool, cool. And then that's the loop. Okay, so. Into the lab.
So this was supposed to be a lab.
That was its intended purpose. Some of the machine data you recovered from the repair bay below us appears to be corrupted. Accessing the terminal in this room will show you how to repair and complete the override.
I'll take a look.
Use the fabrication terminal. Okay, what the fuck is this? Scrapper override. Override available, override unlocked. Craft override. What? They all say... Oh, it was bugged out. It was actually bugged out. It said override available and override unlocked next to each other. But then I moved on to the question mark ones and moved back, and now it only says available. So you require... Okay, you require stuff from scrappers to craft the overrides for scrappers. I assume it's the same with all of them. You require their own thing. Need 3 more fanghorn antlers. Okay. Plowhorn horns. 3 of those. Wide more tusks. Yeah, okay. This is gonna be a long time before we get those.
Well, I was able to repair some of the corrupted overrides. But it looks like I need data from more machine parts to fix the rest.
My initialization is complete. You may continue to explore the facility, Aloy. When you are ready, return to the control room. We have much to discuss.
Alright. If your initialization is complete, then does that mean that these locked doors can now be opened?
Won't open. Guess Gaia hasn't been able to restore access yet.
Guess not. Alright. Well then, let's go fucking chat up a storm.
Okay. Maybe it's time to talk to Gaia.
I'll leave you to it.
Alright, I'm so excited. Like, this conversation is going to be huge. This conversation is going to be a madness. It's still got explore the base optional as unchecked, but I already did. Whatever.
Hello, Aloy.
Hello, Gaia.
Hi. So you're... ready?
Yes. Initialization is complete. All tests show that my heuristic matrix launched correctly and is stable. You must have many questions.
Yeah. But 2 big ones first.
Which one? Which one should we go for? I assume we can say both. But just in case, I'm going to go for the strangers first.
Maybe you can help me make sense of something. A while ago, I had a run-in with a group of... strangers who tried to kill me. They had machine servitors and a clone
Wait,
of Elizabeth Sobek with them.
Yes.
they had a clone of Elizabeth Sobek with him? Wait, Beta was a clone of Sobek? I didn't realize that.
Who they are?
The answer to that question is related to the extinction signal that woke Hades, prompting my predecessor's self-destruction.
The extinction signal? Okay.
Did they? I'm pretty sure they didn't make it clear.
Signal did not come from Earth, Aloy.
Oh, yes, I fucking called it. I'm pretty sure they didn't make it clear that that was an Elizabeth clone. She didn't look particularly like Aloy.
Complicated, but it appears to have originated 81 trillion kilometers away.
Holy fuck, I actually have I'm gonna fucking called it. I'm gonna fucking called it.
A distance so vast that light itself requires 8.611 years to cross it.
Okay, so... what's so far away and why does it want us dead?
The Sirius star system.
Yes!
Serious? But that's where Far Zenith, their ship...
The Odyssey.
Yes, that's where it was headed. But it blew up.
Ha!
Unless
it didn't.
I don't... Why make it seem like they failed? They didn't want anyone to know. They didn't want future humans to think that they were out there. Wait. The strangers who tried to kill me at the Hades Proving Lab? The ones with the clone? Are you saying that they're from... that they're descendants of... Far Zenith?
Yes, that is my conclusion.
Well, one of them was literally Tilda, right? But yeah. Wow. Wow. I fucking called it. I fucking called it. I'm so fucking smart. 10 out of 10. You gotta leave a like on the video now. Thank you. For the enormous brain that I must have. Oh boy. Subordinate functions.
We're not gonna be able to fix the biosphere without making you whole. I ran a search for your subfunctions at the Hades Proving Lab, but Minerva was the only one I found.
Thankfully, the sensory capabilities of this facility are far more advanced. I will search for the others now. Transmitting query pattern. Receiving. Of Apollo, Artemis, and Eleuthia, I can find no trace. They are simply gone.
What about the others?
Ether, Demeter, and Poseidon are revealed. They lie within reach, procurable.
And Hephaestus?
It too stands revealed, but it is not like the others.
That's for sure.
In the years since the extinction signal, Hephaestus has evolved. Moreover, it is not confined to a single location. It haunts the global network that connects cauldrons to each other across the planet, making it exceptionally difficult to subdue.
Let me guess. We need it bad?
Correct. Its capabilities are essential. Without it, I can only delay the extinction of life on Earth. Hephaestus is our only hope of a permanent solution.
So we start there?
Unfortunately, we cannot. Procuring Hephaestus can only be attempted after my own capabilities have been significantly enhanced.
Grab the other subordinate functions first, then Hephaestus.
Precisely so.
So, Ether, Demeter, and Poseidon. How do I capture them?
To recover a subordinate function, you will have to travel to its location and find the physical processor to which it escaped. Then, exactly as you did with Minerva, you must use the master override to revert the subordinate function to its original code state.
And then how do I get it back here?
The subordinate function must be loaded onto a data storage device and physically carried back to this facility.
The cartridge your root kernel was stored on?
Yes. Its capacity is limited, so it can only carry one subordinate function at a time. But in all other respects, it will suffice.
All right. Questions about the Zeniths. Fuck me. Oh my god, I cannot believe I was right. How did you track the signal?
How did you figure out that the extinction signal came from Sirius?
The key came with data on your focus, from Silent's interrogation of Hades. The duration of the signal itself, 17.22 years.
That doesn't make sense. You said that the signal took 8.6 years to arrive from Sirius. Why would the signal keep transmitting after it was received and you blew yourself up?
Because the sender didn't know that had happened until it received notice from Hades.
Which would take another 8.6 years to get back.
Correct.
Only
then would the sender stop broadcasting, after a total of 17.22 years.
Makes sense.
So the duration, halved, gave me the distance the signal traveled. With that in mind, I simply scanned my astronomical database for any relevant location 8.6 light-years away. Because it was Far Zenith's intended destination, Sirius was the only logical source.
I think I actually... It's been a while, I can't remember, but I think I actually called that back in Horizon Zero Dawn, that the signal came from those guys, the original ones. I think I did posit the theory that they never blew up, and that they were the ones that sent the signal. But I'm not entirely sure. I definitely thought it. I don't know if I actually said it, but yeah. The Far Zenith Descendants Plan.
The sole purpose of the signal was to destroy life on Earth, right? Why would descendants of Far Zenith want to do that?
At this point, we can only speculate.
I mean, Earth posed no threat to them. We don't have the technology to get in their way. We didn't even know about them.
True.
Unless... well... could it be that they want the planet for themselves? The strangers I ran into, they were after a Gaia backup of their own. I mean, if they did that... if they booted their own Gaia and boosted her power... until she could take control of Hephaestus. And then the whole terraforming system.
Then yes, the system could be used to do what the extinction signal failed to accomplish. Snuff out life, and then potentially to build an entirely new biosphere. To their specifications.
So they could be trying to do the same thing we are.
But with opposite results.
Extinction. Instead of salvation. Well, this is not good.
How did they get here?
You said Sirius is really far from Earth.
81 trillion kilometers, or 8.611 light years.
Right. So, how would the descendants have gotten here?
On a spacecraft much like the Odyssey, though significantly more advanced. The journey from Earth to Sirius would have taken the Odyssey almost 300 years. This appears to have been much faster. If their ship departed Sirius at the same moment the extinction signal first began transmitting, the journey was made in just 29 years at an average of 0.297 the speed of light. If they did not set out for Earth until they learned of the extinction signal's failure, the journey was even faster, a mere 13 years, or 0.662 the speed of light.
Okay, enough. You're making my head spin.
The clone.
The descendants I ran into at the Hades Proving Lab, they had a clone of Elizabeth Sobek. So that's consistent with the idea that they came here to salvage Zero Dawn technologies, right?
Yes. As your own experience demonstrates, a clone of Elizabeth Sobek functions in effect as a key to the terraforming system.
But how could they have made a clone?
The Odyssey carried approximately 200,000 human zygotes, millions of animal zygotes, and billions of plant seeds. It is conceivable that Elizabeth Sobek's genetic material was sampled, with or without her knowledge, and carried aboard the ship in storage.
That's... okay, but... I mean... This clone... how could she participate in this? Destroying Elizabeth's dream?
She probably doesn't know.
It's evil.
It is difficult to know. Perhaps she is loyal to the group and shares their objectives. Or perhaps she is a subordinate and has no choice but to comply with their orders.
Elizabeth Sobek? A subordinate? I don't think so.
It does make sense, because they got in the room. Like, that was the whole thing, was that they got in the room. But I didn't realize that they got in the room with a clone of Elizabeth. I was thinking that they got in the room because of Tilda. I was thinking that it was Tilda that was like the one that the genetic match was opening the door. And I don't know, obviously I didn't know exactly how, because she was Far Zenith, but like obviously they were doing some shady shit. I thought maybe she just had integrated her DNA into the matching system so that she was able to get in, or whatever. But yeah, I did not realize that the beta is actually another clone of Elizabeth.
The extinction signal didn't just wake Hades. It made every subordinate function self-aware. Why?
I have wondered this myself. So far as I can tell, Hades was the sole target, and the partial sentience imparted to other subordinate functions was incidental.
So the signal could only have been sent by someone who had thorough knowledge of the system, huh?
Yes. The signal's design was exceptionally precise and highly advanced. Were its intentions less malevolent, I would admire the intellect or intellects that produced it.
Okay. Far Zenith technology.
So if the descendants came to Earth on a spaceship, I guess we can assume that their technology is powerful in all sorts of ways, right?
Yes, as your encounter with them at the Proving Lab amply demonstrates, they appear to make extensive use of robotic servitors. Further, they seem to be equipped with some kind of protective energy field that shields them from harm.
Yeah, no kidding. The one I fought seemed indestructible.
Throughout history, every defensive technology has eventually been defeated by an offensive counterpart. Perhaps a way can be found to defeat their shielding.
Yeah, I hope so. Or I'm not gonna be winning fights against them anytime soon.
Alrighty. Questions about subordinate functions.
The 3 subordinate functions that you detected. What do we know about them?
All 3 are relevant to problems currently plaguing the biosphere. Ether is responsible for detoxifying the atmosphere and moderating the weather. Poseidon controls the organic and chemical composition of water resources. Demeter sows, fertilizes, and tends to plant life. If all 3 were restored to me, they would constitute a massive increase to my heuristic processing density. But beware. Their responses to my query pattern were irregular. In human terms, they are frightened, lost, and paranoid.
Like Minerva. They need to be whole again.
Exactly.
Okay, the missing subordinate functions.
The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and acculturating a new generation of human beings. Apollo was tasked with preserving, organizing, and disseminating vast archives of human knowledge and cultural achievements. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the 2nd of February, 2066, by order of Ted Faro.
Pharaoh, huh? I really hate that guy.
Understandable. He appears to have been...
Why is she saying that like she didn't know?
narcissistic, impulsive, and unstable.
All 3 of the missing functions have already served their purpose, or were prevented from doing so. Do you still need them?
If attainable, yes. Restoring their remaining elements would increase my heuristic processing density. Unfortunately, I have no way to track them. They have disappeared without a trace.
Okay, so about Hephaestus.
You said you need Hephaestus to save life from extinction. Why?
Every subordinate function has value, but Hephaestus is by far the most important. Only by recovering and merging it can I regain my ability to design and mass-produce new machines at cauldrons across the planet. Only through it can I program new machines and alter the tasking of existing machines to completely reverse environmental damage. Recovering other subordinate functions may buy us time, but without Hephaestus, I cannot permanently stave off mass extinction.
Why wait to subdue him?
Given Hephaestus's importance, is there really no way to capture and merge it first?
I'm afraid that is quite impossible. In my present state, launched and merged with Minerva, I am operating at less than 1/5, 18.8%, of my intended processing capacity. Hephaestus dwarfs this figure. Were an attempt made to conduct the merge under these circumstances, Hephaestus would absorb me, rather than the other way around. A merge cannot be attempted until my heuristic processing density exceeds its own.
Makes sense.
And how many subordinate functions is that going to take?
3.
Merging Ether, Demeter, and Poseidon will expand my heuristic network to 41.6% capacity, exceeding that of Hephaestus.
How do we trap him when we have that density?
You said Hephaestus isn't located in just one place.
Correct. Unlike the other subordinate functions, which are confined to discrete physical processors, Hephaestus is distributed throughout the global network that connects the planet's cauldrons.
So, when the time comes to subdue it, how do we make that happen?
I do not know. While you are retrieving the procurable subordinate functions, I will attempt to find a solution.
Could Hephaestus help defeat the Zeniths?
So, once Hephaestus has been recovered and merged, you'll regain the capacity to mass-produce machines at cauldrons around the world.
Yes, and to program their behavioral routines, or even control them directly.
So could you build an army of machines? Attack the descendants of Far Zenith and take them out?
It is in my nature to take any and all necessary steps to preserve life on Earth, human life above all. So yes, once I have been empowered with the capacities of Hephaestus, I could design, build, and command such an army. Given the nature of the Far Zenith Threat, doing so may be our only option. I must admit, however, that I have misgivings about using such technology to kill, no matter how aggressive the enemy.
That's good. It means you have a conscience. As Elizabeth intended.
Indeed.
Okay. Wait. Questions about the Zeniths is lit back up. Far Zenith Tech?
So if the descendants came to Earth on a spaceship, I guess we can assume that their technology...
Yes.
We've heard this.
They appear to me further. They seem to have energy field.
Yeah, no kidding.
Throughout every defense, for example, assuming I absorbed Hephaestus and utilized it to create
This
a
is
large
new.
force of combat machines. No shielding could withstand such an assault indefinitely.
So there's hope.
Always.
Cool, okay. The Biosphere.
What is the state of the biosphere? Is the terraforming system functioning at all?
In a sense, the terraforming system never stopped functioning. The difference, since my predecessor's destruction, is that there has been no central governing intelligence to monitor its robotic agents and assign new tasks. As a result, errors have accrued, and day by day, the biosphere has gradually veered ever more sharply towards destruction. In recent months, disturbances in the biosphere have become obvious. But these bellwether phenomena offer just the merest glimpse of the complex and accelerating cycles of environmental dysfunction, now driving Earth's biosphere towards collapse.
And you can't do anything to stop it?
If you can return Ether, Poseidon, and Demeter to me, I can improvise modest corrections to parts of the system. Weather will improve, water will be purified, and rampant plant growth curtailed. But such corrections will not stave off collapse. They will only buy us time. Only with Hephaestus can I design and produce new robotic agents designed to permanently reverse the damage that has accumulated. All efforts must be directed toward that end.
How long do we have?
How long do we have then?
At present rates, without additional factors, the biosphere will cross a point of no return in approximately 4 months.
And if I gather Ether, Demeter, Poseidon, merge you with them?
We will only gain a few months more.
Well, every bit counts.
Every little counts indeed. Let's get started.
I guess I should get going and start bringing back subordinate functions. What can you tell me about their locations?
When my predecessor destroyed herself, the subordinate functions sought physical processors capable of holding them. So in each case you will be looking for a powerful computer of some kind. Ether is the closest, and therefore might be the easiest to acquire. However, it appears to be in the middle of Tanakh territory.
Of course it does.
My knowledge of that tribe is limited to data I read on your focus, but they seem to have a significant inclination towards violence.
Well, that's a nice way to put it. What about Poseidon and Demeter?
Poseidon has taken shelter in the desert south of this location. My substratal geography data indicates that a major old-world settlement called Las Vegas was located there.
Nice.
A ruin in the middle of the desert, huh? Strange place for an AI devoted to water.
Agreed. As for Demeter, it appears to be located on the coast to the far west. Unfortunately, I am unable to provide any relevant data about the region. As such, it may be the most difficult to retrieve.
Okay, so 3 subordinate functions to go after. Ether, somewhere in Tanakh territory. Poseidon in the desert, and Demeter on the coast.
Where will you begin?
Oh, interesting. I mean, I don't know what level I am, to be honest. But, I may as well do them in recommended order. So, Ether.
I think I'll head for Ether.
Then I will assign Ether as the objective on your focus. If you obtain it,
That's
I
cool
may
that it's
be able to
non-linear,
use
though.
it to quell the most severe storms in the region. Though I will require Hephaestus and the control over machines that it offers to permanently stabilize the biosphere. Should you change your mind, you can update your objective via your focus interface at any time. I will also transmit a summary of available data on all of the subordinate functions to you for reference. Is there anything else I can help you with? I know you have a great deal to accomplish.
Yeah, you got any pizza? Could do with some pizza.
I do, don't I?
Well, I think we've just been told what the rest of the game is.
Something wrong?
I don't know. It's just that Elizabeth set the bar pretty high. She had a dream for you, for life on Earth, and a lot has gone wrong, and it's all on my shoulders to fix it. Do you think I can do it all? Repair the system, defeat Far Zenith,
Probably not in this game.
live up to her example?
Absolutely. In her last message, my predecessor declared her unwavering conviction in your success. In you, all things are possible. You prevailed in purging Hades and rebooting my system core. You will prevail in this.
Thanks for the fucking vote of confidence.
Thank
Feels
you.
good, man.
Well, I guess I should get going.
I have unlocked the facility's exits. One leads onward to the west. The other leads back down the mountain to Plainsong, should you wish to return east.
Varl?
Whoa! Gonna have to get used to that. That's you, Aloy?
Yeah. Gaia's opened the exits to this place. Can you and Zoe meet me by the west door?
Be right there.
Wow. Wow. The subordinate functions. Below you'll find a summary of the subordinate functions. I have included a preliminary analysis of how retrieval of Ether, Demeter, and Poseidon will allow me to effect modest corrections to the biosphere. Hope you'll find it useful. Ether, Project Lead Anders Larsen. Density 6.8%. Detoxification and stabilization of Earth's atmosphere. Tanakh territory. Retrieval of Ether should result in improved atmospheric conditions in the region, which in turn should quell the most violent of supercell storms. Apollo. Lead Samina Ebaji. Density 4.8%. Education of cradle-born humans. Location unknown. The Apollo database and all known backups have been deleted by authority of Ted fucking Pharaoh's Omega clearance. Artemis. Lead Charles Ronson. Density 7.4%. Function reintroduction of primary and secondary animal species. Location unknown. Demeter. Tanaka Naoto. 8.3%. Environmental remediation and stabilization. Reintroduction of primary and secondary plant species. Location the Pacific Coast. Retrieval of Demeter should result in improved soil conditions, reducing the proliferation of red blight. Eleuthia, Patrick Brochard Klein, 3.6%. Gestation of humans from cryogenically preserved embryos in cradle facilities. Unknown. Eleuthia has fulfilled its function by birthing all of its embryos and releasing humans back into the wilds, albeit prematurely. Hades, Travis Tate, 3.2%. Destruction of non-viable biospheres. Permanently destroyed. Hephaestus Margot Shen, 39.4%. Design, production, and maintenance of cauldron facilities and terraforming machines. Location, the global network. Minerva, Ayomide Okilo, 17.2%. That was a pretty big one. Generation and broadcast of Pharaoh Swarm deactivation codes. Location, merged with Gaia. And Poseidon. Catalina Garcia Fernandez, 7.7%. Detoxification of Earth's hydrosphere. The ruins of Las Vegas. Retrieval of Poseidon should result in improved watershed conditions in the region, reducing the proliferation of toxic red algae. My god. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be the rest of the game, right? Like, that is not going to happen quickly. What's that? Examine Cyclops console? Hang on. Let me just talk about this. So, yeah, like, we need to find 3 things which can be done in any order, which is going to take us across the world. I mean, if we look at the map, actually, is the last one, like, all the way over here? Oh, it doesn't show. But it said the far west, right? So I'm going to assume the last one's over here. Also, these tall necks were not showing on the map before. So that's interesting. Wonder why there's a cauldron showing up there. But that's it. Curious. The base. So yeah, like, this is a really big deal. This is going to take a long time to get these 3. And then after that, we have to get Hephaestus as well. So I'm pretty sure that that is going to be the entire rest of the game. Whether or not we successfully do get all 4 of them. I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll get the first 3, but Hephaestus, we may not. Because, like, this isn't the final game. This isn't like God of War, where it's God of War and God of War Ragnarok, and that's it. That's the entire story, right? They have not said anything about this closing out the Horizon story. So there is going to be a 3rd game. It will probably be a trilogy. So, like, something isn't going to be resolved. So it's either going to be Hephaestus, or it's going to be the Far Zenith thing. I feel like there's no way we, you know, fully redo Gaia, get all 4 of those in, and defeat Far Zenith by the end of this game. Actually, we can't even... I feel like Hephaestus has to be an enemy in the 3rd game because of his role in proliferating the angry machines, you know? Like, I feel like it's kind of necessary for him to exist for the enemy threat to continue. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. I mean, who knows where this is going to go, honestly, at this point. I don't know what I was expecting this game's story to be, but it has certainly fucking surprised me.
Gaia, what is this?
It is a control console for a drone-based imaging system connected to this dome. I will transmit the relevant data to your focus.
Huh. So this Cyclops is a network of drones to monitor the deteriorating biosphere conditions. I guess it was meant to display on the dome, but the drones aren't connected anymore. If I find the drones out in the wilds, I could get the data from them. Use it to reconnect them and restore the display.
Connect survey drone module.
Error. Drone feed disconnected.
Guess we haven't found any yet, so we can't do anything with that, I suppose. Right, collectibles. What have we got? Wait. Is it lying to me again? It's lying to me again. How dare you? How fucking dare you? What's the new one? Aha! Cyclops. Aloy, I have compiled available information on the Parametric Situational Climate Observation Placement System, or Cyclops for short, for your perusal. The Regional Control Center was intended to oversee terraforming operations in the area. Cyclops was included as a failsafe. It consists of a network of 10 drones designed to automatically deploy in the event of biosphere degradation. The drones would then disperse to various locations in the region where they would capture footage of the surrounding environment to display on the dome of the control room. It appears that the Cyclops drones did in fact deploy successfully. In comparing the facility's logs to data from your focus, it seems that this occurred not long after the first appearance of supercell storms and the Red Blight. However, each drone lost connection with the Regional Control Center shortly thereafter, likely due to environmental interference. If the drones are still in operation, acquiring their data modules and returning them to the console in the control room should restore their connections, allowing you to view their footage. Cool, cool. Oh my god, character bios for each of the subordinate functions? Alright. We did Petra Fashav. Next. A Kaja noble, Fashav marched into the Forbidden West with an army sent by the despotic Mad Sun King Jiran. Knowing he'd be unable to directly defy the king's orders to raid and kidnap human sacrifices from the western tribes, he had hoped to moderate the army's treatment of its victims, but for the most part he failed to stop his comrades' brutality. When the Tanakh clans united to counterattack the Kaja, Fashav was captured at the Battle of Cinnabar Sands. Dragged back to the Tanakh capital, he managed to avoid death by participating in a rite that he had overheard his captors talk about, the Kulrut. In it, he fought machines in a great arena and survived. As per tradition, he was made a marshal, a roving peacekeeper that serves the Tanakh chief Hekaro. This role allowed him the unique opportunity to gain insight into Tanakh culture. Hoping to become a diplomatic liaison between the tribes, he agreed to return to the Kaja as part of an embassy at Barren Light. He was killed when Regala attacked the event with a force of raiders and machines. There we go. Next up is Regala herself. Cool. Wow. Oh my god, man. It's just insane. This has been absolutely insane. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain.
I need to bring Ether back for Gaia. Varl and Zoe are waiting for me by the west exit. But I could head back east first. Check on how Plainsong's doing after the attack. Or I could also look around here some more.
I mean, is there anything left to find in here? I don't think so, right? These ones are still locked. Curious what's behind them. Discovered campfire. Guess that's just out the room. Cool. Very, very cool. I wonder how Plainsong is doing. I mean, we can teleport back here at any time now, right? So, yeah. So we should be fine. What an amazing part, man. What an amazing part. Alright, let's go back to Plainsong and see how everyone's doing. Wait, I can fast travel for free! Hopefully everyone's alright after the attacks. Okay, there's a bunch of new quests.